I put in for a credit limit increase on my Amex Business HILTON card, and I put in for a credit limit increase on my Chase Business Inc. Unlimited. In both cases, I got pending status on both applications. I did them the same day, I believe. I want to explain to you what I did wrong that kept me from getting instant approval, and I want to explain to you what I'm going to do differently to make sure it likely doesn't happen again. See, when a lender gives you an application response, they're giving you a direct response to what they think about you when they see you on paper. When you get an instant response from a lender, they're basically trying to tell you that pretty much all of your stars are aligned for the most part. Whatever they see as risk management, you look safe. What they see as potential profitability, you look profitable. You look like a client that they're looking to do business with. When they give you a pending status like what I received, in which case both cards they approved me for just this year. So I have strong personal relationships with Amex and for Chase Bank, but I have no business relationship with either one. So what they're basically trying to tell me is, hey, we like you, but we really don't know you that well. So Chase Bank doesn't give you the opportunity to put in for an amount that you want to apply for. Amex, on the other end, will allow you to put in a maximum total limit you're looking to reach. In that case, for me, I put in for an additional $15,000. The starting limit they gave me was $10,000. Chase started me off with a $3,000 limit. I also had to call the reconciliation line to even get approved in the first place. So it's definitely been pulling teeth with Chase. Amex, on the other end, it was an instant approval. But on this second go around, they wanted bank statements for my credit limit increase. Chase didn't ask for anything. They just put it in pending status. What they're trying to tell me is that I like you, but we don't know you, that we're not that comfortable with you on this level as a client yet. So you have to understand, anything in life that you rush into and don't have familiarity in place, you're likely going to run into resistance. And that's what's basically happening with these lenders. And I didn't take it personally because thankfully I don't need the credit on either end. It's going to be useful, definitely, but I'm not in a desperate situation. I don't need it, so I have time to think about what I need to do differently to get a better response from these lenders. So in both cases, I've thought about, okay, well, how can I make myself more familiar to them on this level? I have strong personal relationships with both of them. So clearly it's not about that. It's the business side of the equation. There's no business accounts. There's no other history as a business client for them to lean on and give me the same treatment that they would give somebody who has, a 2, 3, 4, 5-year-old business checking account that has $5,000, $10,000, or $15,000 in it, or consistent inflows of cash coming in. So what I'm trying to teach you in this video briefly is familiarity will cure and treat hesitation from lenders. We're in economic uncertainty right now. We're in a high interest rate environment relative to historic rates in the last 20 years. And we're also dealing with a banking crisis that's brewing beneath this uncertain economy. So it's not complex to understand that these banks are going to be very precautious. They still need to lend. It's their business model. They're still looking to give you that money, but they need to know that you're going to be a low risk to them, that they're going to minimize their losses. They know everybody's not going to pay, but they need to cut back on how many people they take a chance on. So what am I going to do? I'm going to establish, now both of these business credit cards are in my sole proprietorship, meaning I use my own name, my own social, my own address and information, and I just put down a separate business income, which is fine, but there's no way to prove that their business income really exists. And sole proprietorships are the least attractive business entity to banks and lenders. That's something that you guys need to understand. To them, that's just an everyday person who's doing some side hustling. And that's not necessarily their ideal client. They'll work with us, but they're not really looking for that. So what I'm gonna do is set up a sole proprietorship account, business checking account, likely with Chase Bank, since I'm having the most resistance with them. And I'm gonna use the statements that I set up from that account over at Amex. So Chase Bank ended up approving my credit limit increase only for another $1,000, which is fine. It's not a big deal. I'm willing to put the work in. Amex likely may approve my $15,000 request, but they're gonna only do so once I provide them a few months of bank statements. So what I'm gonna do is let this request age out and cancel. I'm gonna open up a sole proprietorship with Chase Bank. I'm gonna allow some other deposits other than my W-2 corporate income, some other income I have coming in, go into that account, and I'm gonna let it sit for 3 or 4 months. I'm gonna try this again. And I can assure you the likelihood is that I'm gonna get a better response. For one, I'll be Being a customer on that level for a longer period of time, now I have more evidence. Chase can look in and say, okay, now we're actually seeing the center nucleus, which is a checking account. We're seeing inflows, we're seeing money coming in, and we're seeing it come in for a consistent period of time. Now I feel a little bit more comfortable. The next time I go knock on the door, guess what they're much more likely to do? Give me an instant approval, because I've checked off more boxes now. Same thing with Amex. I'm gonna save Amex's business relationship for another business entity that I plan on setting up. I'm not gonna do a sole proprietorship because I'm not gonna spread myself that thin. But I will use the bank statements from my Chase business checking that I'm gonna set up over there at Amex. They're gonna feel more comfortable. And once they do, then from that point in time, now I can go out and get my instant approval that I've gotten normally with Amex since I've been with them. Wanted to bring this to you and put this on your mind so you can understand how to navigate these things, because it can be nerve-wracking and it can be, a little overwhelming if you don't know how to respond when lenders are pulling back or pending or asking for more information. Understand that you need to go in with a game plan, and you need to go in prepared to prove yourself with these lenders, especially in this economic cycle we're in right now. So all my pioneers, welcome back. To my new viewers, welcome in. Comment down below and let me know, have you run into some hiccups in recent applications on the business or personal side? And I want you to let me know what your relationship look like with those institutions if you have. Other than that, if y'all want to learn more about myself and the channel, start in the description section and work your way to the about section of the channel. To all my pioneers, to my new viewers that are now becoming pioneers, I want y'all to stay focused, stay in motion. I'll see y'all soon.